There's something stirring in the subspace currents, an unconfirmed whisper that could, if true, change the direction of Star Trek for years to come. According to some recent rumours, Paramount and Skydance are in talks, early talks, about a brand new Star Trek film that might finally take us forward beyond the Picard era. Not another prequel, not another Kelvin reboot, but something set in the prime timeline's future. And perhaps most intriguingly, it might signal the end of the Kurtzman era altogether. Now let's not start polishing our Starfleet boots just yet, because this is firmly in the realm of rumour. But what is being discussed behind closed doors seems to suggest a bold new chapter for the franchise. If you're a Star Trek fan looking for hope, cautious, measured hope, then stay tuned, because this transmission could be the most exciting one in a long while. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed so strangely, I'll explain that afterwards, so make sure you stick around to the end. So, what exactly is going on? According to the rumour, Skydance is in early discussions with Paramount about producing a new Star Trek film. Not a prequel, not a part of the Kelvin timeline, and most significantly, not under the guidance of Alex Kurtzman's secret hideout company. Word is, Skydance may be preparing not to renew Kurtzman's deal, aiming instead to bring Star Trek development fully in-house. If that's true, we're potentially looking at a major regime change, not just for one project, but for the entire future of the franchise. The film, it is said, is set to be set after the events of Star Trek Picard, occupying the same continuity as The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine and Voyager. That means no prequel headaches, no canon gymnastics, just a clean narrative continuation in the prime timeline. A movie that, if handled right, could satisfy long-time fans while bringing in new ones. But again, none of this is official. It's speculation, whispers. Starfleet intelligence, not Admiralty orders. So why does this matter? Well, aside from the obvious excitement about moving forward in the timeline, this project, if real, may be Skydance's first step into rebooting Star Trek from the top down. The rumour suggests a film or two could act as a cinematic bridge, leading into a brand new series unconnected to the current Kurtzman era shows. That means we might be entering a transitional phase, not unlike what we saw after Enterprise ended and the 2009 reboot attempted to refresh the brand. But this time, it wouldn't be an alternate timeline or a retread of familiar ground. This would be a continuation, potentially acknowledging canon without being trapped by it. Interestingly, Akiva Goldsmith's name keeps popping up. Despite the move away from Kurtzman, Skydance may be considering Goldsman for continued involvement. His past work on Picard and Strange New Worlds has drawn mixed reactions, I think it's fair to say, but his industry experience might be seen as a stabilizing force, someone who knows Trek without necessarily dictating its future. And yes, the Kelvin Star Trek 4 movie with Chris Pine, supposedly that's off the table, for now at least. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. If Skydance moves forward without secret hideout, they may also need to sidestep certain IP entanglements. That's intellectual property. Because whilst Paramount owns Star Trek as a whole, Some of the new elements created under Kurtzman's tenure, certain ships, characters, concepts, might be contractually tied to Secret Hideout. In practical terms, that means any new film would likely avoid referencing Discovery, Lower Decks or Prodigy, and instead lean hard into the safe community of the Berman era. That's not a limitation really, it can actually be seen as an opportunity. And Skydance seems to recognise that. According to the rumour, their strategic plan could be to pause new Star Trek shows for a couple of years, release one or two big cinematic events, and then launch a brand new series that builds from those films. It's the reverse of how Trek operated originally, but it might just work. Think of it, a movie designed to ignite excitement, to reintroduce the brand to general audiences, and then smoothly segue into a TV series with a clear, unified vision. Could it succeed where previous reboots have stalled? Possibly, but it all depends on execution. Now, let's take a step back. This is all speculative and no official announcements have been made. Trek fans have been burned before by exciting possibilities that fizzled out. Remember Quentin Tarantino's R-rated Trek pitch or Noah Hawley's mysterious project. So many scripts, so little warp drive. Until Paramount confirms something, this remains a tantalizing maybe. But it tracks. With the Skydance Paramount merger, streamlining production across franchises makes sense. And fan appetite for a fresh direction, especially one rooted in post-Next Generation continuity, is real. Whether this leads to a new golden age or just another round of development hell, well, we'll have to wait and see. But as rumours go, this one's got legs and possibilities. So here's where you come in. What do you think of a post-Picard Star Trek movie? Would it even be tied to Star Trek Legacy? Are you cautiously optimistic like me? Or do you think we've been here before and it's all just more smoke? Would you welcome a clean break from the Kurtzman era? Or are you hoping for some kind of creative compromise? Let me know in the comments because I genuinely want to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, please tap that like button, subscribe to Hailing Frequencies and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any more updates from the final frontier. We're going to be tracking this story as it develops or watch it evaporate. Either way, I'll be right here to try and make sense of it. As to why I'm dressed like this, well, I was so excited to share this rumour with you all that I came straight from rehearsing Shakespeare without getting changed first. That's how keen I was. As it happens, if you're in the UK, particularly anywhere near Cambridge, and you fancy seeing me as Sir Toby Belch in Twelfth Night and later on in As You Like It, check out the Cambridge Shakespeare Festival. I'll put a link to it below. Anyway, until next time, Hailing Frequencies closed.